Shalom, family. Good to see everyone here. Yeah, Tareen, I saw you out there chilling on that boat. How you doing? Shalom. And I hope everybody is doing well. It's good to see you all, for real. So, we're going to talk about the bill that Joe Biden signed today. Now, you know, it was an aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, but attached to that package was the bill about TikTok. So that bill was signed. So TikTok is, of course, trying to fight it. They hired lobbyists and they are saying it's unconstitutional. So I think they are going to bring the lawsuit. What will happen? Who knows? You know, I know they can say it's unconstitutional, but when do these people ever care about following laws? I mean, they don't care. How you doing, LVZ? So let's get into what has happened. So, you know, Joe Biden, he wants to be careful about the election. And I know that there are some people that said if he signed that bill, they were not voting for him. And I don't think Joe Biden cares, or he is real confident that he can win this thing, y'all. There's a lot of people mad at him right now. Okay. Give me a one if you can see the screen. Give me on. Thank you. Now, I know I was looking at some of the comments about this, and there's a lot of people on YouTube that are on TikTok. Actually, I'm on TikTok too, but I have not loaded that many videos over there. Um, but I know quite a few people that may not have a lot of subscribers on YouTube actually have a much bigger following over on TikTok. So let's say somebody may not be able to achieve even 50,000 on YouTube. That same person goes to TikTok and they may have 150,000 over there. So I have seen that among our people, or they may be on Instagram and don't have that big of a following, but they have a bigger following on TikTok. So, I am not real active on TikTok, but I do go over there and I do watch some of the things that come out over there. And there's some really good videos that come out on TikTok. I don't know if any of you had an opportunity to go over there and look at some of the videos. You know, uh, they can push the envelope a lot more than you can even on a platform like YouTube. And plus, if you remember, it was in 2023, there were articles that came out talking about how TikTok was even surpassing YouTube and other social media platforms. And as soon as I saw that, I knew they were going to be in trouble. You know how these folks are. When you can outperform them in something, that's when the sabotaging will begin. This is just the nature of the beast. This is how they are. So let's get into what happened today. So Biden signs a bill that, TikTok in about a year could be gone or be sold, according to the legislation. So this was inside of a $95 billion national security package that Joe Biden signed Wednesday. And it's a provision that would ban TikTok with an important catch. It won't happen before the 2024 election. Yeah, because he's afraid he's going to lose people, but he's already losing people, Joe Biden. And when this first came out a month ago, there were a lot of people saying if Joe Biden and the Democrats pass this ban on TikTok, there were a lot of people saying they would never, ever vote for him. And they were Democrats, but they said if he pushes this through, a lot of the creators over there said they are not voting for him. So it means that TikTok, which boasts 170 million American users, will remain a force throughout the campaign, provided a platform for candidates to reach predominantly younger voters. An earlier version of the bill could have banned the popular video sharing app prior to the election. But the recent changes means lawmakers and Biden may not face such an immediate voter backlash. That's what they're concerned about. That's why they're not going to make a big move on TikTok until after the election. That isn't that pretty sneaky of them? I think so. The new legislation provides 9 months for TikTok, Beijing-based parent company ByteDance, to sell or face a nationwide ban in the United States. So the president can grant a one-time extension of 90 days, bringing the timeline to sell to 1 year if he certifies that there's a path of significant progress towards executing it. Now, ByteDance already said they don't want to sell TikTok at all. They don't want to put it up for sale. So it looks like they are taking a legal route in fighting this, from what I was reading earlier. So even without the extension, the earliest a ban could start is January of 2025. with the extension. It could be April with TikTok threatening legal action. And I believe they will move forward with legal action. So the matter could get tied up in the courts for even longer. It's a shift from an earlier House passed bill that included a 6-month window that could have triggered a TikTok ban before the November election. Well, we know they didn't want that. That's for sure. So, a senior Republican aide said Democrats were responsible for the change. Senate Democrats have been pretty consistent about wanting to extend the timeline, the aide said. He's full of crap. They could never have gotten this passed with only Democrat votes. The Republicans voted for it too, y'all. These folks are a trip, always pointing the finger at each other. So the election was definitely something conveniently addressed by the new deadline. Other Democrats are assuring voters that ByteDance would sooner sell TikTok than risk the US ban, a view some experts disagree with. TikTok ain't going away. There is no more capitalistic entity. Why that happened? Oh, what happened? I think sorry about that. It's off. All right. All right. So let me get back to this. Just had to jack up my train of thought, y'all. So, they don't want to run the risk of losing the election. And see, that just goes to show you that Biden knows that they're doing a lot of things that people don't like. We know they're already losing the black vote. And because of their position they have taken on the Israel Hamas war, you got the Muslim community here in the country that said they're not voting for them. You got younger black men in the country overwhelmingly walking away from Joe Biden. And the women are starting to follow now. And he can't afford to lose no more votes. So, you look how sneaky they are. They're going to pass the bill, but nothing you're not going to see no action on this until after the election. It just goes to show you how sneaky they are. Oh boy, y'all, I don't know why it's doing this. Yes, I do. I know why it's doing that. I know why it's doing it. All right. I guess I'm talking about something that they don't want me to talk about, but that's tough. All right. So, endorsing the reverse TikTok bill, Senate Commerce Committee Chair Maria Cantwell of Washington said the extending ByteDance divestment period, what she called a recommendation, would help ensure there's enough time for a new buyer to get the deal done. Other lawmakers who helped negotiate the change, including a Democratic Illinois rep, agreed the reason they pushed back the deadline was to improve the chances of sale. Now, y'all, I don't know how true this is, but they're saying there are groups here in the US already willing to step up and buy TikTok. So, so the it gives time and make the divestment achievable. Top Democratic on the special committee investigating CCP. It made a lot of sense. That's why you can tell we didn't lose any votes because of the change. In fact, we gained some votes. We went from 352 to 360 votes in the House, and that's on this bill. TikTok gave no indication that it would consider divesting. No, I did listen to the owner of TikTok, and he said he is not selling. He is refusing to sell. So, with the spokesperson saying in a statement, this unconstitutional law is a TikTok ban and we will challenge it in court. So, we shall see. I think it's going to go beyond a year because TikTok is going to sue and I believe it's going to end up in court. And to be honest with you, it's going to go beyond a year. It's going to be so tied up in court. When that 1 year deadline come, it's probably still going to be in the courts here in America. All right. I don't think they're going to get to this before the year deadline is in place at all. And I really believe this time next year, TikTok will still be here and it will be a big legal battle going on here in America. You got a company, and you got to look at a company with a bottomless pit budget and revenue. That's what TikTok has. So they got plenty of money to dig in for the fight. They don't have to give in because Joe Biden signed a bill at all. You're talking about, you're talking about a big social media giant out here, and you can't believe they're going to relinquish their company because Joe Biden signed some bill. I just don't believe that. I think this is going to end up being a big legal fight. Hmm. Well, yeah. It really, this is all about attacking China. This country has big, major issues with China, and their logic behind the whole thing, oh, they're stealing information from Americans. Yeah, but all of these social media platforms are doing that. They're all doing it. Y'all, do you know how many times I'll get an email from a company saying, oh, I can help you grow your channel over on YouTube. And, can you get in touch with me? And I was like, how did these people know who I am? And they seem to know a lot of details about my channel. And I don't know who these people are. I have gotten offers from people in Japan. I have gotten offers from people over in the UK, Canada. So don't tell me they're not out here selling your information. And they are reaching out to me on an email address that I've never given out. So America is full of crap with this. Oh, well, they're selling your information. Well, y'all selling people's information too. Yeah. In fact, I got one a month ago from a company, a PR company over there in Japan. Oh, we can help you do this and help you do that. And they sent it to an email and knew everything about my channel. And it's an email I have never given out, you know? So I can witness 100% without a shadow of a doubt that my information has been shared and I know it. So when they say this about TikTok, it's downright laughable, y'all. All of them do it, especially if it's about making money off of the people. Of course, they're doing it. Hmm. Yeah, cheap labor. And not only that, this country owes a lot of debt to China. You're talking about a country, what is it? $36 trillion is a ridiculous amount of money they owe China. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. But I was reading an article. This was maybe 2, 3 years ago, and they were talking about bringing some of the company that left and went to China back. And I said, okay, the only way that would make sense, if they come back, that means they intend on hiring migrants. There's no way they're going to leave cheap labor in China, come back to the US and hire American workers where they know they're going to have to pay a halfway decent salary. The only way around that is to hire the migrants, where they probably can get away with a cheap salary like they did in China. But really, technically, they want the American worker out of the way. They no longer want to pay these salaries over here. And you know what? Would we be better off if TikTok was in American hands? Look at how we are treated on social media, platforms that are owned by Americans. Look at how we're treated. We get shadow banned. They mess with our views. They mess with our likes. They mess with us on live streams. you so what are we getting? More of the same if some American corporation takes over TikTok? So what do we get? More of the same? Seriously. Mhm. Yeah, Dorothea, you're right. They get no money from it. That's why they want TikTok gone. And plus, they don't like the fact that TikTok has grown so fast in a short period of time. There were articles coming out, I think like 2021, 2022, how TikTok was catching up to YouTube, and they were already outpacing, I think, Facebook and Instagram. In fact, it was saying that TikTok was the fastest growing social media platform online. And they don't like that. So these folks are heavily into sabotaging anything they feel is competition to them. Mhm. Oh, at the end of the day, they all suck. Yeah, Queen Mommy, they all suck at the end of the day. They seriously do. But we shall see what happens. I'm definitely going to follow this as we move forward, and we will see what happens on TikTok. If it's going to be gone or some American corporation is going to pick it up and take it over. Okay, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here, and be on the lookout for my videos that'll be coming out tomorrow. And those of you that are channel members, remember I have a live stream coming on Friday just for members. So make sure you have access to that link, because it is not going to be published. It's going to be unlisted, but you'll be able to come to the live stream as long as you select the link. All right. Shalom, family.